Tu B'Shvat Sameach, and welcome to Bnei Akiva's screening of Yehuda Avner's The Prime Ministers. We have been overwhelmed by your support, and we thank you for enabling us to grow. Tonight's movie is about four of Israel's most respected prime ministers. Last week, we bid farewell to another, and so we've decided to dedicate tonight's event in memory of the State of Israel's 11th Prime Minister, Ariel Sharon. Thank you to Terra Firma, our corporate sponsors. Their president and CEO, Dov Meyer, was unable to be with us tonight, but I have just been given this letter from him to read. Dear friends, welcome and thank you for participating in Bnei Akiva of Toronto's first annual movie night. Bnei Akiva is a youth movement which instills in our community the values of Torah v'Avodah, literally Torah and work. More broadly, Bnei Akiva represents the ideal of combining our Torah values and scholarship with our day-to-day life. We firmly believe that being engaged in the world is not a competing value, but rather it enhances our lives as Torah-observant Jews and vice versa. At times, two values do compete. In this case, the value of community involvement versus family. Unfortunately, tonight is such a time. Karen and I are privileged to be in Israel at a hashpa'ah, an induction, a ceremony at the Kotel in Jerusalem, in which 700 new Israeli paratroopers will be sworn into the IDF. Baruch Hashem, Bnei Akiva of Toronto has reached new heights, and thanks to our chanechim and madrichim. In addition to our regular weekly activities in our 3 snifim across the city and our Shabbatonim and leadership seminars, we have completed our 3rd successful summer of Moshava Ba'ir, a day camp that has become a model for other similar camps in North America. And I would like to thank all of our donors and supporters. Without you, none of this could happen. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our new Shaliach, Johnny Lipsa, and the rest of his tzevet for their dedicated work on behalf of Bnei Akiva. I'd also like to thank our outstanding parent committee and the event committee headed by Roberta Newman and Devorah Paskowitz, as well as Dikla Weitzner for coordinating tonight's sell-out event. Finally, I would like to welcome my colleagues from Terra Firma Capital Corporation and our guests. If you're not happy with your seats or your allocations, you can complain to Sylvie Zelenik. Bnei Akiva is not just an organization, it's a profound way of life, and I hope you take a special interest in the activities and endeavors of this wonderful movement. At Terra Firma, we measure our success by our ability to give back to the community. We hope you will enjoy the evening. Best regards, Karen and wife Dov Meyer. This evening, we are honored to be joined by the Consul General of Israel, DJ Schneeweiss. Like Ambassador Avner, he was active in Bnei Akiva before making Aliyah and continued to contribute to the development of the State of Israel thereafter. Both also spent time working at the Israeli Embassy in London, where they served with distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Consul General of Israel, Mr. DJ Schneeweiss.
Good evening, everybody. Chag Sameach. Thank you very much, Johnny, for that introduction. I haven't often been compared or spoken of in the same sentence as Yehuda Avner. It's a great honor. And it's actually Yehuda Avner's fault that I'm standing here this evening. Amongst his many distinctions after serving all of these prime ministers, and we're going to see the movie in a minute, Ambassador Avner, his first posting as ambassador, or was it his second, I'm not sure already. Either way, he either was in Australia first and then went to England, or the other way around. He served as the ambassador of Israel to Australia in, I believe it was the early 80s, and made friends with various members of the community, including my father. And it was when I was wondering whether I should join the Israeli Foreign Service or not, my father said, you should have coffee with this chap. I met with Yudav there in a coffee shop in Jerusalem, and I guess as compelling as he is in his book, he must have been in that meeting, because I took the plunge and applied, and here I am. When thinking of what I should speak of in these couple of minutes that I've been privileged to have with this wonderful audience, Johnny's already mentioned that I'm a Boger of Bnei Akiva, so I wanted to mention that as a first thing. And it's really a source of great pride and an inspiration to stand here with the kippah on my head as a member of this community worldwide, and to sort of take in the strength and the commitment that this room has in all of its activities on behalf of Bnei Akiva and on behalf of Israel. I commend everybody for their volunteerism and their commitment to the movement. When thinking about what to speak of, I've been torn by two competing themes. One is the theme of service, which Yehuda Avner, and through his writing now, all of us can see it, but through his career, epitomized. He was a man who made Aliyah at a young age, and whoever hasn't read the book, you must read the book for those early chapters also about what Israel was like at the time of independence. But then through his life, he lived a life of service to the country, the life of a civil servant, the discretion that was incumbent upon him as a diplomat and as a senior advisor and assistant to the leaders of the country, and all that implies, and all of the sacrifices that he had to make along that very special journey that he took. But the other theme is also the theme of leadership, and that we have epitomized in the prime ministers themselves. And that's the one that I think is perhaps even more profound than this service that I also feel a part of. The leadership shown by Israel's prime ministers, the weight of decision on their heads, the historic responsibility that lays on their shoulders is immense. It's indescribable. You may see it, I haven't seen the movie myself, you may see it coming through in some of the scenes. But when you think about the issues that have laid at these men's feet, or in their inbox, if you like, whether to act, whether to hold back, whether to initiate a diplomatic maneuver or to wait for better times, whether to compromise for the promise of peace or to hang tough, knowing that that promise is pretty insecure. All of these dilemmas, knowing that the consequences of the choices they make will be borne by the Jewish people and the citizens of Israel that they love so dearly. Johnny mentioned Ariel Sharon, who passed away this week. I think it was the current Prime Minister who said he loved his people. And that is exactly what each and every one of these Prime Ministers felt. They loved the Jewish people. They felt the need to serve their people, but also to lead them. And it is a terribly humbling thing for all of us, I believe, certainly for myself, when we look at these men. Often, as observers of Israel from the outside, we judge. We think, hey, he should have done this, she should have done that. Why are they negotiating? Why are they talking of compromise? Why aren't they compromising? Everyone has an opinion. But until any one of us has been in that chair, and I'm pretty sure that most of us here won't be in that Prime Minister's chair, although some of the younger people I see here who may yet make Aliyah, and may find themselves in that Prime Minister's chair one day. But until we're in that chair, we can't know the full weight of responsibility, the full array of decisions that each of these men have had of dilemmas and issues that they've had to try and balance and find the best solution forward. What we can know for sure is that each in his own way has been convinced that what they're doing is the best course for Israel and for the Jewish people. Either way, though, it is a humbling thing, certainly for me, to imagine what our leaders go through. But at the same time, it's an inspiring thing. It's not only humbling, it's inspiring. It's inspiring to see how men and women of character can stand up and be counted. They can stand up and say, I am of this people and I'm going to take this people to a better place. In the hymnon of Bnei Akiva, this was, you get to the crescendo, it says, Belev Amitz uBe'ezrat Hashem. I think often in our Bnei Akiva education, we focus a bit more on the Ezrat Hashem. We learn and we study and we believe and so on. But the first half of that sentence is no less important. Belev Amitz, Ariel Sharon, everything about him was courageous, bold. The same thing with each one of these prime ministers. And if we can take those lessons of service and of leadership and be humbled by the things that we see tonight, but also be inspired by them, then I'm sure this will have been a worthwhile event for everybody. Thank you very much.
Bnei Akiva is more than just a youth movement. It's about living a lifestyle, being part of a community, and most of all, being part of an incredible journey.
Our summer programs are the highlight of what we do. Bnei Akiva runs throughout the year, but it's all geared towards Mashava Be'ir Toronto, Camp Mashava Ennismore, and Machach Ba'aretz. The rest of the year you experience Bnei Akiva, but during the summer you live it.
Nowadays, there's such an emphasis on value for money, and Bnei Akiva's summer programs offer just that. There are so many opportunities. Learning about Judaism in a fun and innovative way, discovering Israel and Zionism, making new friends, and meeting excellent role models to learn from. You just can't put a price on the value of that.
One of the most exciting journeys you go through at Bnei Akiva is from being a chanich, a participant, to a madrich, a leader. There are lots of steps to get there, and there is a high expectation of what a madrich should be. But year on year, the future leaders of the Jewish people can be found meeting together and using their imagination and creativity to create effective Jewish programming.
The fact that hundreds of young people volunteer to be madrichim says everything about what Bnei Akiva stands for. In an age where money talks, the movement is a counterculture, where volunteering, idealism, and passion are what matters. It creates the most beautiful of cycles, where madrichim become role models and inspire the chanechim to join the Bnei Akiva journey.
We're proud of what we stand for. We're educating about Torah, Jewish learning, and a religious way of life. And we're emphasizing avodah, making a contribution to society, and a belief in the need to work in the modern world.
We're also encouraging Aliyah, proud to be part of the biggest Jewish building project in 2,000 years. Bnei Akiva has made its mark in Israel and around the world, and continues to do so.
The Bnei Akiva journey continues well into university life. There are so many opportunities to move up through the ranks to become senior leaders and so much more. The skills we learn set us up for life, but it's the passion and ideology that really drives it forward.
There really is something for everyone. Bnei Akiva is a special place for young people to meet in a positive, safe, and exciting environment. It's a formula that works, and we're proud of what we've achieved.
Please use the envelopes provided in your gift bags to help us grow bigger and better.
Now, sit back and enjoy The Prime Ministers, written by a former Mazkir of Bnei Akiva, Ambassador Yehuda Avner.